What's going on, everyone? We're back rolling with Professor Manny again, so surviving's a bit of a relative term today. It was a hard 6-minute round, but we tough it out and managed to actually score some points at the end, so stick around for that and learn from my mistakes. So we're in our gis today, so Manny and I are both looking to play more of a judo stand-up style. Neither of us are shooting for many takedowns, and we're just looking to establish grips right now to control the other person's posture to begin setting up our judo throws. Manny actually has some really solid judo, so I'm actually going to focus a little more on what he's doing. Right here, Manny gets this deep grip on my right lapel, and his left hand's pretty equal with mine. So overall, I can feel that I'm losing this position now, and I feel like I'm about to get thrown at any moment. So I bail, try and pull into a guard here. I'm trying to entangle his legs to set up some sort of X guard or something like that. Unable to trap his legs, and Manny starts circling around. So I start to turtle. Manny pressures in, prevents me from getting any sort of height. But I'm able to turn into a bit of a butterfly guard here. Manny continues circling to get around my guard, and I need to focus on getting that left leg up and over to get my guard back, but I actually dive for this leg. That gives Manny an opening to connect his shoulder to my hip, and once that happens, there's no chance of me getting my guard back. Now we're in this side control position that quickly turns into a knee on belly. Main thing I want to highlight here on my end is you won't see me extending my elbows away from my body. I might reach with my hands, but I always keep my elbows close to my chest or my stomach. That's a big defensive concept when you're on knee on belly that beginners will get themselves in trouble with when they start pushing the person off of them. It's a big concept in almost every position. Even here where Manny's starting to extend my arm away, my main goal is to get my elbow back to my chest, back to my side, where it's not extended away and easy for him to attack. That becomes the main fight here as Manny keeps my body pinned to the mat as he tries to pull my arm away from my body for a straight arm bar. Managed to just keep my elbow safe for a little bit here, and I find this little opening to pull my arm out and get my elbow back. Now I need to be focusing on trying to create some sort of movement. So you see me bridging there, trying to bump Manny forward. I'm starting to rock my hips side to side here, trying to get him unbalanced while also trying to grab his foot with my feet. While I'm doing this, Manny's working his hands around my neck. He's grabbing my collar and looking for a collar choke. My goal right now, I'm using my right hand to try and defend that, while my legs and my left hand are trying to push his knee back and get him out of mount. I do finally manage to capture that knee and get to a bit of a half guard, but this whole time Manny's been working that choke deeper and deeper. Now he's going for the finish, and he gets the tap. So we stand back up, and I get a little too relaxed with my hand fighting here. I break one grip, but while I'm doing that, Manny gets another collar grip, and then also gets a 2-on-1 to get a drop Seo Nage here. Catches me off guard, and I actually scoot back up into a back take here. I realize my mistake, and I start scooting back down, but I'm just being a little too relaxed with all these movements, and I end up sliding right into an armbar. So I needed to just be calmer after that throw there, realize there's no immediate danger, and start working for a better position. So we reset, and to my credit, I'm doing a much better job hand fighting here, denying him his grips, trying to get my own good grips. My two favorite judo throws are a Sotogari and Uchimata, so you see me trying to work for those here. But the major issue that I see here is I never actually control Manny's right arm, and I end up grabbing his armpit. Since I never control that far arm, it's harder for me to pull him onto my hips and load him up, and you'll also see that he pulls that right arm back and begins using that to break down my legs and posture. Once I know I'm going down, my priority becomes squaring up to him and trying to establish a guard. I'm looking for a De La Hiva, but Manny posts on my knee, shutting that down, so I do a quick hip switch here, switching to the right hand, catch Manny off balance for a second actually, but doesn't matter. He's able to shove my leg through and go for a back take. I prioritize keeping my back flat to the mat to not give up my back, instead choosing to deal with this knee on chest pressure. Not sure I made the right call there or not. Focus on keeping my elbows in tight again, not wanting to give up any arm bars or easy attacks, but that's giving Manny a lot of time and space to set up these lapel chokes. I'm not giving him many threats to deal with and letting him really set up his game. So from here, he's trying to work that lapel around my neck to set up a choke. He switches to the other side. I know he's looking for that choke, so you can see I keep my right arm in between that lapel and my neck. That does actually defend the choke, but instead I just felt like my wrist was about to break, so either way, Manny gets the tap here. So I'm starting to get desperate here as my regular moves aren't working out for me, and we go for the tactical belt drop, feinting that I'm off balance to then lure Manny into the belt to try and trip him. It works perfectly, and I see my opportunity, and I go for a Tominage. I don't manage to get Manny off the floor, and he starts defending by posting on my feet. Even as I'm grabbing his ankle here, you'll notice he's still completely focused on pushing my feet to the mat. Once that's accomplished, he's able to start backstepping and settle in here to a north-south position. Now this is just a rough spot to be in. Manny's pinning my right arm to the mat with his knees. You can see he's using my own lapel there to pin my left arm to the mat. And while he's doing this, he starts working his hands around my neck here to grab the collar choke. Pretty tough for me to do anything with both my hands trapped at this point, and now he's just circling around, gets the finish. So after 5 minutes of getting my butt kicked, I was ready for a turn at scoring some points. We're doing some hand fighting here, and Manny actually gives me the idea to go for a foot sweep right there. So don't mind if I do, let me try that out and actually get Manny to sit to a guard. I do believe that would count as a takedown in a competition, so I may have been tapped out 5 times, but I got 2 points right there, so that's a win today. Manny's able to shift my way forward and get my hands to the mat. Once that happens and my legs are real light, he inserts his X-guard hooks and is able to sweep me over and come up on top here. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out my last video where Coach Manny and I get a no-gi roll in. Otherwise, click the button on the screen to subscribe to catch all my future videos, and thanks for watching today.